Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and yet again we are talking about the England squad, because I don't know if you've heard, lads, but it's only bloody coming home. Yes, England got off to a perfect start at Euro 2020, beating Croatia 1-0. Next up it's Scotland, and what is set to be an absolute cracker. But today I'm booting up a retro football manager and I've reinstalled Footy Manager 2016. It's the game from 5 years ago and I want to see what they predicted for the 26 men currently in Gareth Southgate's squad by the year of 2021. Unsurprisingly, some of them are a million miles away from the England squad and some of them aren't even on the game at all. Christ, Jude Bellingham's young, the lad's not even 18 yet. At least he's nearly there. It's his birthday on June 29th, same as my dad's. So at least he'll be able to smash the pints in celebration when England win Euro 2020. Sure, he'll be sick over the side of the bus during the parade, but we've all been there, haven't we, lads? We were all 18 once. Just not all of us played for England. Anyway, I digress. Let's do it. My name's James, you're watching Elecspo, and this is where England's Euro 2020 squad are in the summer of 2021, according to FM 2016. Let's go. Right, here we are. This is FM 2016. It's quite a pretty game. I don't remember it being this aesthetically pleasing. I wish I'd been playing it all past year, not FM 2015. But whatever, this is FM 16. We're on the 17th of June 2021. We have gone into the future, well, to the present day. And this is the England team. And there are only 6 players in this squad who were actually in Gareth Southgate's current squad. Those men are John Stones, Jordan Henderson, Luke Shaw, Raheem Sterling, Harry Kane and Jordan Pickford. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all 26 players in Gareth Southgate's squad and I'm going to see where FM16 thought they'd be in 2021, and there is no better place to start than Jordan Pickford, a man who is actually in the England squad on FM16. He's not the number one, that honour's gone to Jack Butland, but let's have a little look at Jordan Pickford. In reality, Jordan Pickford, he's played 32 times for England, a bit of a star really at the 2018 World Cup. Everton's number one, doing well, top half Premier League goalkeeper. But on FM 2016, he's at Crystal Palace and he's never actually played for England. His career's been a little bit disappointing. His crowning achievement was joining Manchester City in 2019, £1.2 million. He played one game, he kept a clean sheet, and for some reason that was the only time he played. Other than that, I mean, he's just enjoyed a pretty poor season with Burnley where it looked like it ended in relegation, but at least he's staying in the Premier League as he's just joined Crystal Palace for £2.8 million, and there he is sitting on the England bench. In reality, Jordan Pickford's our number one, he's our only hope really with Dean Henderson injured. Obviously there's no Nick Pope either, but let's move on to the other two goalkeepers, starting with Sam Johnstone. Obviously, Sam Johnstone had a great season with West Brom despite relegation, and on FM 2016, he's another man who's never actually played for England. I mean, he's only got one cap under his belt in reality, so it's not too far adrift from reality. Sam Johnstone's playing for Newcastle, where, I mean, actually he's not been very good at all. Actually, Sam Johnston's been a championship goalkeeper throughout this simulation, and at the minute, he's the Newcastle backup. We've seen this season that Sam Johnstone is Premier League quality with the bag. Surely he's going to get a move back to the top flight. But according to FM 2016, he's just a backup. Not even in the England squad. Didn't even get a single youth cap. But I suppose it's better than Aaron Ramsdale, because Aaron Ramsdale, so young, he isn't even on the game. No Aaron Ramsdale to be seen. You bang him into the search bar, no results found. So just to, make up for being a man like, at least Dean Henderson's there. He was in the England squad, replaced by Aaron Ramsdale because of injury. Another one who FM 2016 just didn't predict. Had great years with Sheffield United, but here he is a League 2 goalkeeper and a very bad one at that. Average rating 6.69. Christ above, man, that's absolutely appalling. They might as well just put a dog in goal, for goodness sake. We'll move on to the defence. Reece James, one of many England right backs, and unfortunately this is a different Reece James. This is the left back. He's at Hull here. Reece James, another player who isn't on this game. Obviously with this coming out in September 2015 or whatever, obviously updated in the 2016 for the January window, a lot of these players, especially, well, pretty much all of the extremely young players, aren't on this game. But we will move on to a man who is, and that is Kieran Trippier. Kieran Trippier, Gareth Southgate's favourite son. Forget about Mason Mount. It is all about Kieran Trippier, a La Liga winner with Atletico Madrid. But in 2021 on FM16, Kieran Trippier never played for England. There was no 2018 heroics with a free kick against Croatia. Instead, he's at Newcastle, just signed for £10 million. Kieran Trippier, to be fair to him, throughout this simulation, he's been very good. Tottenham immediately sold him to West Brom, where he was good up until relegation. I mean, that relegation season he was pretty poor. But now at Newcastle, he's doing alright. But not well enough to get him in the England squad. Speaking of the England squad, let's have a little look at Newcastle, because there's a fair few names here of interest. One of which is the next man we're going to focus on, Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker, 17 caps for England here. So finally we've got someone with a few England games under his belt. Not as many as in reality. In reality, Kyle Walker's played 56 times for England. Here, only 17 caps. A £3.5 million signing for Newcastle, signed from Tottenham. And to be honest, Kyle Walker's been pretty rubbish. Kyle Walker was never really that good on Football Manager in these formative years of his career. But the Newcastle squad is absolutely full of English right backs. They've got Trippier, they've got Kyle Walker, and they've also got Trent Alexander-Arnold, a man who was replaced in the squad because of injury. One of Liverpool's best players at the minute. But on FM 2016, they just didn't predict the rise of Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's a man just back in the Premier League, £4.7 million from Reading. I mean, the assist, the best he's ever had was 3 in League One. Trent Alexander-Arnold wouldn't get out of bed for 3 assists in a season. That is appalling. FM 2016 got that one so wrong. Gareth Southgate nearly got this one wrong. How on earth was Trent not nearly in this squad? I mean, he's not in it anymore because of injury. But we will move on to the centre-backs. And that brings us to Harry Maguire. We're really missing Harry Maguire at the minute, obviously injured, just coming back from injury. But here, old slabhead, another man, no caps for England. Harry Maguire, he's been at Hull the whole time in the Championship. He's been really good, to be fair to him. It's a wonder he hasn't actually made it to the Premier League. He's a target for Watford. Watford, obviously, in this simulation, a top half Premier League club. And Harry Maguire would fit in perfectly there. But in reality, Harry Maguire, one of the most expensive defenders in the world, yet FM16 have got him playing for Hull in the Championship with not a single England cap under his belt. There have been no unicorns in sight, no thumping headers in a World Cup quarter-final. There he is, just sitting there at Hull in the Championship. But we will move on to the man who's England's other top centre-back, John Stones, and at least things are looking a little bit better. In reality, Manchester City had a renaissance this season. FM16 have got him playing for Man United, but he has played 72 times for England. That's more than he has in reality. In reality, he's only played 43 games for his country. Here, John Stones, one of the best defenders around. Look at those numbers. £40 million signed from Everton in 2016 January by the looks of things. No move to Manchester City. It's Man United for John Stones, and he, one of the top players in English football. 72 caps, 29 more than he's got in reality. And finally, we've got a little bit of a success story. On to Ben White. Ben White was a late addition to the squad, replacing Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I'm very surprised to see that he's actually on FM16. I thought with some of the players that aren't involved, I thought there's no way Ben White's going to be there. So the fact that he's never actually played for England and he's on loan in League 2, I'm not going to stress about it too much, because at least he's there. Ben White, he's played 3 times for Brighton at the start of the simulation, was pretty poor. And other than that, he's been on loan at League 2 clubs, not playing very well at all. In reality, he's been linked with £50 million moves to even bigger clubs. But here, his contract at Brighton looks set to expire. Look at that hair, man. That is absolutely appalling. Ben White's a good looking bloke, but that hair from the FM16 photo shoot, that is... Ben, mate, that's an absolute stinker. On to Conor Cody. I mean, there's no chance Conor Cody's going to be anywhere near the England squad in this simulation. Here, he's still a centre midfielder. He didn't have the move to centre back that we got under Nuno Espirito Santo. He's still playing for Wolves though, still in the Championship. Actually, I was going to say he's been appalling really. His numbers aren't very good, but in terms of goals and assists, he's actually pretty decent. 10 goals, 10 assists, that's brilliant from Conor Cody. This is a man who doesn't score for love nor money. I mean, he scored for England, was it back in March, maybe he's in a friendly, but this guy, man, it's almost as if he's allergic to scoring goals. Here, Conor Cody is a goal-scoring centre midfielder. That is an absolute million miles away from reality. Which brings us on to Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings, there was a big question mark next to his name going into the Croatia game. It turned out for him to be absolutely brilliant, yet on FM16, He's got 29 international caps to his name, which is more than he's got in reality. He's got 11 for England at the minute. Unfortunately, they're for Barbados. Tyrone Mings is pretty naff on this game. So naff, he hasn't even got any stats. I mean, I probably could have done more with that when I started the database, but I wasn't really too worried about the stats, the attributes rather. Here he's playing for Bolton in the Championship, 220 grand. A far cry from, I think it was £26 million Aston Villa spent on him, and at the minute it's money well spent. On to the left backs now, we'll go to the Champions League winning Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell's played 14 times for England, yet he's another one here, hasn't got a single cap, not even a youth cap. He's at Everton at the minute. They spent £5.5 million on him from Leicester. At Leicester he made the odd few appearances, but whenever he's played for Everton in the Premier League, I mean, he's been awful. Look at that. His first season, 22 appearances, 21 starts, and an average rating of 6.35. It's no wonder Southgate didn't start him against Croatia. We'll move on to the other left back. That man is Luke Shaw. Obviously, we know he was in the England squad in this game on FM16. Here he's played 66 times for England. Obviously, he's never had any crushing injuries. He's been a wonderful player. Last season he wasn't great. Other than that, absolutely fantastic. Luke Shaw has been great this season for Man United in reality. Yet I'm really surprised to see he's only ever played 10 times for England. It's good to see him back in the squad, but FM 2016 thought he would be a lot better than he's turned out to be. We'll move into midfield. Jordan Henderson, the man who was sweating on his fitness a little bit, but I mean, Calvin Phillips is doing well. Jordan Henderson here, an England regular. 87 caps, compare that to 59 in reality, so he's doing a lot better. And he wants to leave to play in the Champions League. Liverpool, not a top 4 team at the minute. Jordan Henderson's having a great time. A lot more goals than he gets in reality. An England midfielder. Is he the Liverpool captain? Let's have a little look. He is. He's the Liverpool captain. He's an England regular. This is one that Footy Manager, to be honest with you, has got pretty bang on. Obviously, we're not going to look at Jude Bellingham. I'll put him in the search bar just for a bit of coherence. Obviously, Jude Bellingham not in this game because he's 17 in reality. So he'd have been about 12 when this game came out. He probably wasn't playing Football Manager at all then. He was probably just kicking the ball about in a park, being better than all of his mates. On to Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips, the man who got the assist for England on Sunday against Croatia. Here, no caps for England. It's another appalling tally. This guy, he's just enjoyed his best season in the Championship, a 6.69. Imagine your best season being a 6.69. This is absolutely shocking. If England took this squad at the FM16 abilities to the Euros, we would be absolutely humped. It would be worse than the Scots. Calvin Phillips, he could be on the move though. He's a wanted man, wanted by Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, another team not in the Premier League and managed by Gareth Southgate, the actual England manager. So that's where he is. Next up midfield, Declan Rice, nowhere to be seen. We've got a run here of players who just aren't on the game. So I'm just going to list them off here. Declan Rice, Mason Mount, Phil Foden, Jadon Sancho, Bukayo Saka. Far too young, not on Football Manager 2016. But a man that is Jack Grealish. A lot of clamour for him to be playing for England. Didn't feature in the win over Croatia. Here, he's played 4 times for England for Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday, 8th in the Championship. I'm going to assume they must have played a little bit in the Premier League, have they? Yeah, they had a season in the Premier League, so that maybe suggests why Jack Grealish is there. He's their key player. He's played 4 times for England, which is actually close to what he's got in reality. He's only played 7 times for his country. Here at Sheffield Wednesday, he was signed for the Premier League, £12.75 million from Aston Villa. He wasn't that great, but in the Championship, he's been brilliant. He's just a good Championship player on FM16. £12.75 million. If he moves from Aston Villa this season, there is no chance he'll go for a fee as low as that. Maybe something nearer to 80 million. But at least he's got 4 England caps under his belt. At least it's kind of close. Next up, we've got Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling, another player we know, was in the FM16 England squad. And he's a man who, I mean, you couldn't really get his England career wrong. He's played 86 times here for England, so it's not too far off what he's got in reality. In reality, he's got 62 appearances for his country. Raheem Sterling, 22 goals for England. For Man City, fantastic. Raheem Sterling, just an incredible player. He hasn't had the best of seasons, but finally he's got his first ever tournament goal. Hopefully it's the first of many for the Three Lions. One man for England here who isn't in the squad is Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, a hero of the nation over the past 12 months. Amazingly, at his age of 23, he's already played 42 times for England, and that is 42 more times than he's played on this simulation, where he's actually playing for Bristol City. At Man United, he played 3 times, got himself a goal and assist. He was doing okay, but obviously not playing much. Had £1 million and one loan moves to the Championship. Somehow Swansea spent £6 million on him based on absolutely nothing. He was rubbish there. Now he's at Bristol City for 650 grand, and he's only scored 3 goals. Marcus Rashford, another player who's had a meteoric rise, basically, as soon as FM16 was released. So it's no wonder they didn't predict this incredible rise. No mention of feeding the kids though. No mention of him bashing Boris Johnson either. On to the penultimate player, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the man who can jump over fences, jump over men, jump over aeroplanes, but he cannot play for England on FM16. He's at Exeter. Contract's expiring. The number 56, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's pretty crap on this game, to be honest with you. Didn't even make it to Everton. Sheffield United, never made the grade. He was released, went to Wickham. Appalling. Just got a free move to Exeter, signed a 1-year deal, and he was absolutely appalling there. This England squad are absolutely naff on FM 2016. We've only got one player left. Harry Kane, please save us. Come on, Harry. What have you got for? We know he's in the England squad. He's still at Tottenham. 53 caps for his country on FM 16. That is so close to what he's got in reality. He's got 55. Harry Kane, bang on. FM 16 predicted it perfectly. The only thing they've got wrong is the fact that he's Tottenham's number 13. That's not very impressive. Goals, he hasn't been scoring quite as many as he has in reality, but at least he's doing alright. I mean, wasn't very good on Sunday against Croatia. He did collide with the post. That looked extremely painful. But he is probably the closest, he's the closest we've got to FM16 getting a player bang on. We've had Henderson, John Stones, Luke Shaw getting more caps than anticipated. We've had the likes of Calvin Phillips, the likes of Tyrone Mings, Kyle Walker getting nowhere near as many caps. But Harry Kane only 2 shy of the actual figure he's got. But in total, out of the 26-man squad Gareth Southgate's got at the Euros, on FM16, 11 of them have never played a single game for their country on this simulation. Christ, this team isn't very good on FM16. If you told me that this was going to be the team in 5 years' time, I'd have thought we've got no chance, but it's only bloody coming home, isn't it, lads? We will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo. And until next time, we will see you around.